Hello, my dear Cancer. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between May 16 and May 31st, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I use the Legacy of the Divine Tarot by Zero Marketing, and I will start shuffling your cards. I call the Divine with love and light. I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Cancer viewers. So I want my dear Cancer to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So my dear Cancer, I also wanted to take the chance to tell you that Mercury is now in Taurus, and it's not retrograde anymore since May 5. Jupiter is still moving retrograde in Libra and will continue doing so until it stations June 10. Saturn is moving retrograde in Sagittarius until it stations in the end of August. Pluto is moving retrograde in Capricorn until it will station in the end of September. And we will have the new moon in Gemini, May 26th. And it will be at the same side of Earth as the Sun. And will therefore be visible at daytime. The Sun moves into Gemini, May 21st. And pair up there with Mars. And Venus will still be in Aries, but now moving direct again. Also Uranus is in Aries, and Neptune will be in Pisces, so it will be an deep water emotional time. Okay, so I will just tune into your reading for a few seconds. So it's getting rather hot here in Sweden. So if you hear some gasping breath in the background, it's my poor dog. Doesn't like warm weather. So, my dear Cancer, this is your future. This is your now, and this is the past. So the now is probably the second half of May 2017. But whenever you watch this is probably the exact right time for you to see it. So, and you can also watch several times during this period, so you don't miss out on anything. So here we have 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is about dealing with lies. We have had Mercury moving retrograde that might have revealed some of the lies that you have told to yourself, or the lies that other has told to you, or maybe they have been some kind of revealing of untruths. The 7 of Swords is here depicted with a magpie holding Aquarius symbol. So Aquarius is about becoming like very rock solid, and also having this view that you will have if you are standing upon a high rock. So if you are dealing with lies in your life, or people not like really maybe keeping the truth hidden, try to not become very emotional about that. Try to keep yourself very leveled, have a good awakened overview of the situation. And if you suspect people doing certain things, don't get really upset. Try to have so little drama as possible about this, because 7 of Swords can sometimes be about people trying to trigger you by doing deceptional things, or things behind your back, or trying to take you beyond the light. It's like having a veil over the truth here, and this is an intruder. This is someone intruding. So and usually when someone is lying to you, you are also lying to yourself, or you are lying to someone else. So it's about becoming more truthful, taking off the pink glasses, trying to see reality like from a top view, trying also to see where you sometimes do things that's not really awakened or conscious. We see the magpie. Magpie is a very humoristic kind of thief. They like shiny things, and they love. I think they feel a little bit loved or enhanced when they have shiny things in their nest. So sometimes you might have people stealing from you. That's because they feel unloved. It's a way of filling your energy storage, and you can do the same thing, like stealing someone's energy by not really telling them everything and keeping them curious or keeping them wonder, or it's a different way of stealing people's energy. You can be stealing your own energy as well by thinking like, no, I'm not good enough, I will never succeed at this, I will might as well give up. It's a lot of things with the Seven of Swords. Sevens are always for spiritual growth. It's those areas in your life where you haven't really been able to be conscious, to be awake and to be aware. And here it seems to be about communication, and maybe using the silent treatment or using different methods to get your will through. It can be manipulation. It can be like avoiding real conflict. People can be like real scam artists, avoiding conflict on the surface, but both of you know that you have a deep conflict underneath the surface, but they have this diplomatic skill. So it's like what you believe in is not really what you can say, because it's just only, it's like you're just suspecting things and it's not out in the open. It's a lot of games with this card. So therefore I want you to be that Aquarius, like become a very firm and non-drama person, very mature, stand on a cliff, see things from above, don't interact in drama. If a person wants to be dramatic, wants to hide things, well, let them do their business. Let there be their business and don't mind it. If it's someone that you really need to deal with on an everyday basis, maybe you need to call them. Here is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is like, care about what you want to create. Don't care about how others are doing in their life or what they are, their aims. Try to focus on your aims, even if this is your partner running around telling lies, saying, well, I worked really late, even though you have already called his office and seen that the boss said, well, he left hours ago, and you know he's kind of maybe out drinking with his friends and not really there to tell you. So be this Aquarius, the person, the rock solid person upon a cliff. Mind your own business, okay? Don't get angry with this. Try to keep the drama on a very low level and focus on your own life, what you want to create. So he wanted to have a night out with friends. What do you want? And you can't control other people. You can only control yourself and your primordial fire. This Ace of Wands is life energy. Where do you want to put your life energy? To struggle with someone that anyway is not going to tell you the truth, or to actually create something in your life that's abundance, that's rich, that will give you energy back instead of just stealing it. So Ace of Wands is very good. Try to focus on your life, what you can control. Don't give up this with controlling others or caring what they are doing. Or when you let go of control, beautiful things will happen. Here you have Six of Coins. Six of Coins is a beautiful card about balance. Balance in giving, balance in receiving. When I feel that for some of you Cancers, they might be that you feel that you have been giving and giving and giving and not getting this thing in return. So maybe stop giving. Like give 50% and let your friend or that relative or that co-worker or your partner do the other 50%. So don't create all the energy in that relationship. Don't do all the work. Do only half. See to that there's balance. Maybe you start to feel angry here and be stolen of your energy because you are kind of over-functioning and becoming like a parent for this person not wanting to take responsibility, and you're taking too much responsibility, and that's how you keep them small. That's how you keep them lying. That's how you keep them hiding things, because they want to avoid your watching eye, where you are this goody person doing everything right, and they are the one that's always get it wrong, always do the wrong thing. So they can get rather bad, getting bad self-esteem out of this. A great way to give people love and to also give them self-esteem is to give them areas where they will have responsibility. Back off. Stop over-functioning. The same is for if there's the other way around. You are the one that tries to sneaks away from this eye of Mordor here to avoid taking responsibility. Then step forward and take the responsibility. Balance is an universal thing. That's if someone wants to have things from you, like you feel like they try to take your energy, give them more, give them abundance. They will be full. They will be like, if you have a really clingy, needy person in your surrounding, give them everything they want, everything they need, and eventually they will be full. No one that has like abundance of water or food will be obsessed by water and food if it's not an addiction for something else, like love, for example. And the same goes if you have like a person that tries to withdraw from the relationship, that tries to not take responsibility. Give up like half of the responsibility to them. If they don't do their fair share, the relationship will turn to sand. It will turn to nothing. And that's also a beautiful thing, because if it was only you that wanted this relationship, you have actually set someone free. This almost looked like a bird cage. Okay, so you're giving them their freedom to do whatever they want. They don't have to be trapped by martyrdom or guilt or so people are free to do whatever they want. Don't control things. You can only control where you want to aim your energy, to creating good things, or to use it as aggression or drama or burning the world or whatever. But here with the Six of Coins, I think you have a little bit of petty argument going on here, but it's underneath the surface. And by creating balance, you will probably sort this out. If you are not functioning, start functioning. If you are over functioning, give half of the responsibility to the other person. So the next card here is the Hermit. So sometimes when we are over functioning and we feel like the other person is not doing their fair share, we want to withdraw. And that might be perfectly in order for you to find out where you really want to put your energy. So here we have the Ace of Wands in the hand of the Hermit. It's water here, it's the mountain. So you can watch both your life and your feelings from this above rock solid level, where you are very like Aquarius, very have this mental capacity of having very leveled emotion and being very stoic and calm. This is actually Virgo. Virgo is well organized, but with the Hermit it's a little bit of revolution, especially together with the Ace of Wands. It's like you want to be a part of society. You want to connect. We can see this with the Six of Coins. You want to have this connection. You want to have this beautiful, like, a give and take energy. So it's like being in love, even if this happens on a workplace where everyone is like very oiled and doing their fair share. But that's when everyone is feeling, they are feeling loved. They are feeling valuable. They are feeling like skilled. So what you need to do is to find self-love, find yourself. When you find yourself, you become this calm and mature, and you believe in your skill, and you are not like stressed anymore. And you will also help other people do the same thing. And the more that everyone in this workplace or in this relationship are feeling like safe and loved and nurtured by themselves, they will have something to bring to the situation as well. To find love, find yourself first. Find out who you are, what you want, what's making you happy, what's not making you happy. So the Hermit. We have actually Virgo is, we have Leo being replaced by Virgo as the rising sign on the eastern horizon. Here we have Leo. Leo is, on the other hand, going in North Node, Aquarius here becoming the South Node. So this means that all people needs to become more like Leo during this period. They are going to be challenged to become more like Leos, becoming more like taking charge over their life, finding out why they are here, what they are supposed to do, what kind of longing do you have, how can you follow this longing. Also becoming more individualistic, like with the Hermit, but in the same time finding your soul group, like where do you belong. So you need to become yourself through and through, like the Hermit, to find those soul groups where you actually belong. They won't recognize you if you are not truthfully you. Aquarius is going to end up in the South Node, so this can make you. Aquarius is like the overseer. So with Aquarius in the South Node, people can become more naive, like a little bit more trustworthy. And that might be exactly what we need. Start to mind your own business. Let the other person do whatever the heck they want. In your relationship, you should have boundaries and you should have deal breakers. So during these circumstances, you have those relationships. And if you ever find out, for example, that there's infidelity and this is a deal breaker for you, then that's just like a guillotine falling down, ending the relationship. See to that your boundaries and your deal breakers are well communicated. So then it's like freedom under responsibility. Whatever another person do, it's not under your control. You can't control them. It's up to them. If they make a wrong choice and destroy your relationship, so be it. Become a little bit more stoic. Become a little bit more like trusting into the divine. Whenever you lose things, you will get this thing back, but in another form. So you won't ever really lose something. It's just like a change. It's like a game, a play that's happening. You are not going to live forever either. So start to let go of control already now, and the fear of death will also disappear from you. So don't try to control the person. The more you try to control them, the more they are going to run away. So start to find out what you want to do with your energy instead. And it's also about a lot about finding your connection with your body. This is the Strength card, so it's connection with your instincts, with your intuition and impulses, becoming more animalistic, like putting your soul in your temple. So having like a highway to the divine with through your own body, because your body will it has like a beautiful system with the nervous system. For example, you will feel with the stomach if a situation is wrong for you or not. You don't have to calculate it or think so much about it. You can just ask your body and it will know, and it's usually right. Sometimes it can be like fearful, and you will have to go through that fear because you need to have like more freedom in your life. You always want to expand. You always want to challenge yourself into growing. So sometimes when you are very fearful, that's not just a sign that, oh, don't go there. It can be like, go there, challenge your fear, and become more brave, because the Strength is about maturity and bravery. So I think you are becoming more independent here, my dear Cancer. You're stopping like this control over other people and becoming more in tune with yourself and your life goals. That's very good. So that was in the past. For some of you watching in early May, that might be happening now. And here we have the 9 of Coins. This is what you have kind of regained from this action of yours. You have put yourself in the center. You have balanced up yourself, either by starting to actually participate or withdrawing a little bit from participation. For most of you, it will be about withdrawing into your mindfulness, and meditation will create this beautiful inner center for yourself, where you can always feel happy no matter how your outside circumstances is. Because if you have made your body your beautiful home, you will be at home wherever you are. So no matter how your situation, the always changing situation in your life look like, it's not going to matter, because you have made this, it's like an arch here, it's like a temple where you have made yourself very leveled and balanced. It's earth here. You have both the Hermit with the Virgo, and here also 6 and 9 within earth, and also very strong, fiery. So it's like self-love, believing in yourself, putting a little bit putting your interest first, because here's the 9 again. So 9 is like Hermit. It seems like being out in nature, reconnecting with yourself might be very important during this period. Not much is happening in the sign of Cancer during this period. Actually, just Moon moves through Cancer in the end of May 28, I think. So nothing else is going on. So you can use this time where everyone else is going to be like very much up in like really life-changing evolution. You will have like rather nice time on your own, just meditation and mindfulness, restoring connection with your body, restoring connection with your soul, feeling like very it's like you have this nice harmony just by being on your own. And you're believing in yourself here. You are believing that you can create whatever you want. You don't mind really if people are lying to you or not, or if they are going to do this thing that you have agreed upon or not, because it doesn't matter for you. You have found your rock foundation, your stability. That's beautiful. The next card here is 5 of Wands, and 5 of Wands is a little bit when you split from this one vision and you try to integrate someone else in your vision. Of course, we want to live with other people and we want them to be able to participate in our lives, but there need to be like a level of freedom in this. They need to do it out of free will. With the 5 of Wands, it might be that when you are actually like becoming a little bit more stoic, a little bit more self-sufficient, these people in your life or the different archetypes within you, you be mindful of your dreams during this time. You can dream about thieves or people sneaking around in the basement or in the attic. It might be shadows within you, things that you're not really aware of that needs to come out in light. So when you are becoming less dramatic, it might be that your surrounding is going to become a little more dramatic. So try to listen to their point of view and try to be very leveled and down to earth and not dramatic, and say, okay, I hear that you are saying this and this and this. Is this correct? And they say, yes, I feel very like this and this and this. And you say, okay, I'm sorry for making you feel this way, but during this time, I'm working very hard on myself to find out who I am and where I'm supposed to go and where I belong. So I can't really fulfill your needs of attention in every single moment right now. It can be someone telling you this same thing as well. And you need to be grateful for that information and say, okay, so I will give you this time. I will give you this time to find yourself. And you can hopefully think that this person, if it's an outside dramatic person, might realize the same thing. Okay, so I can't force you into doing the thing that I want. But the 5 of Wands is actually a rather good card. When you have conflicts, it can be like an easy thing. Like if you want to buy a new house, and you take a friend with you and they say, well, I love this house, it's amazing. Then you will suddenly see all the flaws with the house and you will start to maybe, well, maybe I don't want this house. Or you will see like, yes, I want this house. Or if they are saying, no, this is not a good house, and you will feel, well, I will never, this is my house, I'm going to live here forever. So conflicts is actually a very good way to make you aware about what you want. It's a very good way, because if everything in life is white, you won't see the contrast. But when you see things in contrast to other things, you will start to know what's what. And it seems like you need to find out what's what in you. like what you want. You need to be more individualistic, more free, more self-sufficient. So with conflicts with others, you might see yourself better. And this is a 3, so it's like an internal conflict. It might be you also being very conflicted. On either hand, you want to be alone and you want to find yourself, and you feel very strong and decisive. On the other hand, you might feel very lonely, so it might be an inner conflict as well going on, or an outer conflict, or both, because we are usually mirroring what we have inside will be mirrored on the outside of you. So if you can get rid of more of the outer inner conflict, you will actually, kind of the outer conflict will disappear like fog, like in the fog in the sunshine. In the morning when the sun comes, it just dries and is gone. So this is how conflict can be erased in your life as well, if you are becoming more no conflict within you. Here we have Knight of Wands, that's Sagittarius with a touch of Scorpio. So we have actually Saturn moving retrograde in Sagittarius right now, and this comes really central for you. So what's up for Cancer seem to be to find out what's make you happy. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be like just sitting in the sunlight, or taking walks, or having nice talks with friends. It can be reading. It can be ice skating. It can be being out with a boat. It can be different sports. It can be whatever. It doesn't have to be very action-filled. The Sagittarius here is very action-filled, but it doesn't have to be like this. But it has to be something that ignites your soul, that makes you feel very present, like here and now. What's making you feel like very present here and now? What's making you like stop with excessive thinking and start to calm down and find like feeling at home? So this feeling is what you are going to like kind of extract and enhance during this period. So you will find balance in your life, and shift the balance towards what making you happy, instead of maybe it looks like you're going to be in a period where you might have a lot of creative energy, but you're going to use this to stabilize yourself and find a home within you. Not so much with working excessively or creating a lot of things, but more like creating an inner space for you where you can feel at home, where you can feel balanced and free from the outer circumstances. So even if you have this song, this old song like "Don't worry, be happy," so your rent is late and the landlord is not happy with you, and soon you will be out on the streets, you can still have like inner peace in this situation. You can still have a beautiful place within you. Wherever you go, there you are. But with the Knight of Wands wants something more. So you need to find out what it is that your soul wants. And that might be an inner conflict to what someone else wants, or it might be in an inner conflict also to what's making you feel calm and stable. It might be something risky, like risking your stability in some way. Risking your, it's not a comfort zone, but it's like you, with the 6 of coins and the 9 of coins, it's like you feel very safe. And the Knight of Wands wants you to have more adventure in some way. It doesn't have to be adventurous, as I said, but it's leaning towards maybe Cancer needs more adventure. You also have the Chariot with the Sagittarius and Cancer energy moving forward. Both those energy needs to be like together for you to be able to move forward with your life. So here we have a 2 of Swords, and it comes underneath the Hermit card. So it might be that you have a lot of conflicts in your life during this time about maybe your life's dream or some anticipation. You want to go somewhere, but there's people not really agreeing with you or trying to avoid this journey that you want to head on. So it seems like you are avoiding this conflict by searching solitude and maybe having silent treatment, cutting off contact. It can also be like you are trying to see things from both perspectives, because you have Libra here, you also have Libra here. So you're trying to be the bigger person probably and see it also from the other person's point of view, kind of letting go of control over them. And therefore it might be that you are feeling a bit lonely with this dream that you have, because you maybe wanted other people on this journey with you, but it might not be like this because you can't control others. So therefore, you might be feeling like a little bit stuck between a rock and a hard place. You don't really know where to go from here, because you can see, as with the Libra here, the other person's point of view, but you know that this fire is burning within you and you need to do something about it. You are not going to be able to hold on for long and to stay put and wait for someone that might be a little bit more slow in the go. For someone that might be a little bit more scared and not as brave, and not being more fearful of the consequences of this, what you are dreaming about. So we'll see if you are advised to wait or not. But this is not to avoid actually spending time together. Might be a beautiful way of keeping the relationship together, like it's more zombie state. But it's you see here with the Three of Swords, it's not really what you want. It's like you're staying with some energy that's conflict towards your energy, and it's like you're building up something, and someone else is tearing down this thing. You're building and they're tearing down, and you're building and they are tearing down, and it's starting to wear on your energy. It's starting to make you sad, and it's starting to make you question yourself and what you want, and if this dream is real, or if you should just lose hope and give it up and just settle. The Knight of Wands is not much for settling, and if the Knight of Wands start to feel sad in a place, they are usually like, wherever I lay my hat is my home, and you have kind of found this self-sufficientness now, so maybe there's not going to be so scary for you to move on from this situation if your chosen soul group or the chosen person that you want to engage with are not tagging along with you. Maybe you are going to become very kind of not going to wait for them anymore. That might be the thing. If you are getting too sad, if you are feeling too betrayed, if you are feeling too lonely, and your fire here doesn't get any room to burst out in flames, being suffocated, maybe either you are going to become like almost depressed, or this resistance is going to give up and tag along with you, or you are going to probably react to this situation. We'll see a little bit further into the future. This was in the now. So in the now, it seems like you have found some stability, but you're still going to be challenged because it's something with the dream that you have that's not really being like fulfilled. It's like you're being held back. It's like someone saying, hold your horses, have patience. But the patience is running out because this is in conflict with your soul and your body. It's like your body's starting to hurt here. Your soul's starting to hurt here. It's starting to look like pain. So that's not patience anymore. That's not like compromise anymore. That's almost abuse. It's like you're abusing yourself or restraining yourself in order to get something that anyway looks most like a conflict or a lie, unfortunately. So future for you, Cancer, is Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is actually Cancer. Cancer wants people in your life. You want to have fun and joy, and you want to have like a beautiful home. This can be celebration as well. It can be mother, father, child. It's Trinity. It's something that you want to be created. So it's like this Knight of Wands, Cancer kind of energy. This beautiful, stable love together with these hopes and dreams, fiery dreams. So it's a tree again. You have also the Three of Swords. So this is like the other way to go. And it's coming underneath your card where you are very self-sufficient. So where you become more rock solid and don't really care about those people that doesn't believe in your dream or not sharing it with you. When you are starting to focus on you and your spiritual communication with yourself, lifting up your talents, following what's making you happy, you see the veil here is starting to is starting to fade, like this morning mist again. We have this veil in this card. So I think you have some opponent, and you can see their point of view as well. So that's why you're staying and heading on, keeping on, or but it's starting to making you sad, and you are not here to be sad or starve or not fulfill your dreams. You're supposed to be happy. So it's something trying to pull you in a new direction, I think. Something trying to pull Cancer into something more creative, joyous, togetherness, soul family, finding like this true connection, love connection. Instead of having people opposing you, you want to have people like going with you and sharing your dream and building something together with you. The next card here is the Star card. So it seems like the Star wants the same thing for you. It has a little touch of the Two of Swords here. So it might indicate that some patience is needed with people that's not seeing your vision like only with flowers and rainbows, but fearing your vision a little bit. It seems like this is Tower here. Tower is what's happening when people have like constant conflict and their relationships or what they have built together is being destroyed. But here's the Star card saying you can build something new on this, what has been destroyed. And I don't know here yet if you will do this alone or not. But the Star card is kind of indicating that this thing what you had is still on, because this is two spirits being mixed together in the river of time to learn something due to true relationship, true conflicts, true resistance. So even if it makes you sad, it might also be exactly what you need, is kind of resistance to kind of find the essence in what you want to have. If you get a lot of what you don't want to have, you will soon realize what you actually do want to have, and it will become more and more clear to you. This contrasting will make things more clear to you, and you will be able to become more clear and decisive with what you want. So it seems like this fire energy might be cooling down a little bit here. You might get a little bit more love and understanding, also for other people's shortcomings maybe. Here we have the Five of Coins. So okay, so you have more understanding and love for other people's shortcomings, but that actually makes you feel anyway unloved. So you have tried everything. You have tried to be the bigger person. You have tried to share your vision. Your soul wants to come through here, wants to build something, and you feel just like a beggar. Like it's like you're pushed by the divine to do something, but the world, the outside world, the human-built world isn't really like tagging along with you. It might be your own insecurities, your own feeling of being scared of failure, or being scared of doing a mistake, or not believing in yourself, or thinking that things will go wrong. It might be those things that's in the way for you, and they might be like mirrored on the outside with a person. So your own kind of your own ideas about what will go wrong might be mirrored in people on the outside saying to you this and this might go wrong, and this is actually your own hidden fears about your dreams, that maybe I'm not worth it, maybe I will never find a person that will like understand me or love me for the person I am, maybe I'm too old, too young, and maybe I don't have the talent that's needed for this, maybe, well, it's a lot of things here, it's a lot of fears. And we have Sagittarius in the middle, and Saturn is a very strict teacher, going to show you where you hold yourself back, where you have those fears. So it seems like your fears comes with the feeling of being inadequate, not being good enough. And what you're doing then is kind of you're boxing in your strength here. You try to compromise yourself to become something that people might like, instead of being like this soul creature. This is your soul wants to come in, and here is your body when your soul has actually come in and you have aligned with yourself. This is when you try to be something that you're not, when you're trying to compromise, when you're trying to do something in a way that's not for you, or actually making you feel like very hurt and wounded and worthless. So you need to look at this. It's a very real conflict. It's 7 and 5s, and they are always challenges in our lives. 5s are more like small things that can be like repeating again and again, but they are usually rather easy to fix. It's just like you need to take another step. You will need to do something in a more brave way. You can see what you have done earlier that haven't worked and try something new. With the 7s, it's a little bit serious because this is usually things you can't even see. You don't know that you're lying to yourself. You're not aware of that you're living in an illusion, or that you're letting people like step all over you, or that you're trusting narcissists or whatever is going on here. So this is a little bit more, it's 7, so it's a little bit more serious. It's a little bit more like this is something that you are going to have to face without really knowing what it is, without really like being able to put a finger on what's the real problem. So that's why you need to become this Aquarius, putting yourself on a high position. You see the very starry sky and the moon here. So putting yourself on a high position on those cliffs, being able to see things from an above level. And you might have to do this in loneliness. Be mindful of your dreams. Also write up the stories with this problem you have here in your life, so you might be able to sort out what's what here. So the next card here is the 3 of coins. So you have 3 trees for now, and the 3 of the trees is of course for the Empress. It's Trinity, it's divine femininity, it's spiritual contact. Here comes the 3 of coins. Underneath is not talking, not interacting, avoiding, backing off, compromising by agreeing or not saying what you really mean with this 2 of swords here. But with the 3 of coins, it's like you have found a solution to your problem. You have found out what's making you feel like unloved and unworthy, and now you're going to together with the divine, it's like you're having a plan how you're going to fix this, how you're going to find happiness instead of this feeling this alienation, or feeling like you're an outcast, or like nothing you do is ever good enough. And here you're fixing it. You're finding a solution to this problem, and you're working on it. You're trying to fix it. You're trying to make this better. So that's actually, it's like you're getting a game plan from the divine how to not feel unworthy anymore. So maybe you need to do something that's a little bit more self-sufficient and more about you and what you actually want out of life. It seems like you are going to have to be more like aim for perfection and not settle for things that actually not making you happy. So the last card here is Judgment. So Judgment is about releasing of karma. It's again Aquarius, being able to see things from above. It seems like you will make a verdict here. There's Libra, and then this Judge Aquarius. So there's going to be like a trial. You are going to have a trial within you and come forward with a decision on how to fix this. Because it's like a conflict between your soul and your human needs. Maybe you have an addiction. It can be like this, that you have an addiction with maybe a relationship, or maybe you need to hear from others that you are loved and appreciated, and therefore you're compromising yourself. But here your soul wants to come through, and when your soul comes through, pain won't be there anymore in the same way, because you will have found your inner center. You will believe in yourself. There won't be any conflict. You will always know that when you follow your soul, you will always land in some yummy pink clouds. And whatever happens on the outside, it's not going to really matter to you, because you have your soul, your warmth and sunny day on the inside all the time. So the solution seems to be going with your soul. Go with whatever your soul wants, even if it's a scary road, even if it's very challenging, even if you risk losing things. This is something rising from the dead, so it might be some old pain that's going to resurface also when your soul wants to make place in your body, because when it does, it needs to have a clear space. It needs to clean out. So when the more the soul comes down, the warmth in your hands and feet and let it spread to your body. And the more you follow your own instincts, your own bliss, your own longing, the more you are going to have your soul down in your body. But it's also going to be resistance in the beginning because you have a lot of pain there. And the pain needs to be cleared out. The ego needs to be cleared out for the soul to be able to come down firmly. So it might be like a little bit of birth pains here, but it doesn't look very serious. You don't have so much major arcana cards, and the one you have is very supportive of spiritual growth. You have the Hermit here, the Star, and the Judgment. It's very cool cards, but it's very like destined cards. So it's like you're doing something now you have the Strength card as well. That's very important for your soul's growth. But it's not looking like it's something major catastrophe. It's like the old things, the old ways that you have looked upon yourself, the old way that you have let other people treat you. It's the same thing. And now you need to be more like siding with yourself. I don't see you making any decisions here. I see that you are going to try once more, and it's like see those flying creatures here. The divine is with you on this. It's like you have a divine game plan, so you're going to try something new, and it's 3 here, so it's something that has to do with the divine femininity, to actually side with your own longings and wants and dreams and feelings and intuition and instincts. You are not going to distrust them anymore. You are going to give them more room to breathe. So that looks actually very helpful. And you have Sagittarius in the middle. So that's like a person not putting up with so much crap. If they're getting too much, they will leave and move to a nicer place. Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands, Three of Coins, like, well, okay, so I get work elsewhere. If I'm not appreciated, no big deal. I'm trusting the divine to help me with this. I'm going to be placed exactly where I'm needed. So we have the Dream Walker, dreams, the collective good, illusions. So you need to wake up a little bit from your illusions. It's something with this, with a Seven of Swords. I think people are maybe taking advantage of your good-natured soul, and you need to listen to what they are actually saying. Listen to when they are being dishonest. This is dreams, the collective good, illusion. Sometimes we are like, we want to be like great for other people, and you're working really hard on becoming like a new person. We see the lizard and the storch here, and also playing a tune. So it's like you're waking up from a dream. But when you do, you will also be starting to see how you have tricked yourself or fooled yourself. Let other people trick and fool you, especially with communication, since it's Seven of Swords here. Praise dishonesty. So you need to start, like, write a story about what's going on in your life right now that's a little bit challenging for you. And try to see things like from an objective point of view. Like if you were an outside judge, how would you judge and advise yourself in this situation? So it's not about like stay or go. It's more like finding new ways of handling things, finding new ways of expressing yourself, and not letting yourself be fooled time and again, but actually starting to take yourself more seriously, not getting stuck in that the other person, well, she said that she was going to improve this. She said that, yes, okay, but has she given you any evidence of this? So we have transportation here and food and hunger. Transportation is this train is going on train tracks. That's usually your destiny. So it's a destined time where you're going to look at how you feel your needs. I think you are compromising yourself too much because you want to be loved, and you also want other people to feel loved. So you might let them like get away with things that you wouldn't let yourself get away with. So you need to look at this, and it might be going on in a love relationship, especially for many of you, where maybe it can be the other way around, of course, that you are not taking responsibility and not fulfilling the other person's need. But usually the persons that watch here, they are the one having the problem. It's usually not the one that's spoiled and content that looking on those videos. It's you that have tried everything that's looking, and I think you need to take a new decision here, because you have food and hunger and the 5 of coins here, someone not getting their needs met. So you need to find another way, judgment and transportation like destiny, to get your needs met in relationships. Don't compromise yourself anymore. Decide to side with yourself. Trust yourself and your instincts. Okay. So, my dear Cancer, I hope this was helpful. I want to tell you that I'm very grateful for all of you watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. Utterly beautiful to my videos. I also see that you have been struggling with something for quite some time. And I think the biggest problem is that you don't trust yourself and you don't trust the divine. So I think a little bit more courage and a little bit more like logic and decisiveness to see things from above and making a logical decision could actually take you out of this trap. So take really good care, and I hope to see you again in the beginning of June. Okay, bye bye.